Hello everyone, welcome back to another Jurassic World Evolution 2 video where today we are discussing the brand new dev diary that was recently released on the Evolution 2's YouTube channel. In this YouTube video we are going to break down and discuss everything we can find out, including 10 brand new species that have been confirmed for Evolution 2. Do consider subscribing to the channel if you are new and liking the video if you do enjoy it. But in the meantime, let's get into the video. So the Evolution 2 developer diary number 1 is called A World Evolved. As we know, this is what the slogan is going to be for Evolution 2, so be prepared to hear that quite often. However, we are greeted with the scene of a helicopter arriving into a park, and in this park we can actually see a Coryphosaurus if you pause it at the right moment, and a Edmontosaurus on the right hand side, and two what seems to be Brachiosauruses. Might even be Dreadnoughtus because one of them doesn't have the nasal crest that the Brachiosaurus actually has, and it does look like a Dreadnoughtus to me, but that's one of the maybe species. After this we hear from the developers Adam Woods, Rich Newbold and Jim Stimpson. They talk us through what to expect about Evolution 2 and some brand new features that are being added to this sequel. The next in-game alpha footage that we do get is the Amargasaurus, what seems to be doing an animation. There seems to be two Amargasauruses as well. May I just say the skin and the colorization of this Amargasaurus makes it stand out from the crowd and makes it just look phenomenal really. The skin fold, the differences between the beige, orange, yellow and reds, and then the cute animation it does whilst doing like an audio call, shall we say. We can see the neck vibrating to generate enough vibrations through the air to get a really awesome call. Next up we're introduced with two Stegosauruses walking through a sandstorm, as well as it then skipping to a next scene where I believe that's a Parasaurolophus in that enclosure. I don't really know, so I am going to put Parasaurolophus on the maybe section because we don't know if it's been confirmed yet. But that does look like Parasaurolophus to me, just the way it's walking, and I think I can see a head crest. But don't think too much into it because it could be a different dinosaur for all I know. It might even be Coryphosaurus. But personally to me it looks like a Parasaurolophus, so I'm going to put Parasaurolophus on the maybe section. However, we get an awesome look of how sandstorms are going to affect the map. It seems like it's going to get a little bit more sandy, and it's going to be a similar aspect to it when it does come to snowstorms in the other biome as well. Hopefully we get a few more biomes because we're still yet to see any of that. The vision on the horizon of the desert does kind of dim because of the sandstorm that's coming by, so it seems like your vision is going to be obscured by the amount of sand in the air, so that's going to be really cool. And next up we're introduced of another sauropod species called the Diplodocus or Diplodocus, however way you're inclined to say it. We can see a gorgeous look at the monorail going through, an aviary, concrete fences, loads of rocks, Stegosaurus, a gyrosphere, Triceratops, Brachiosaurus, and right there a smaller sauropod that looks like a Diplodocus. I assume it's Diplodocus because of its tail. It could be a different species, but I'm pretty sure it's safe to say it is Diplodocus. So Diplodocus is now confirmed for Evolution 2. And the next footage we have is a video of the Pteranodon flying around in the aviary. It does look really cool. I tried to spot any other flying reptiles, but sadly none so far. But I believe this is actually our second skin of the Pteranodon we're checking out right here. A bluish kind of skin that goes around its face like a mask. Really cool if you were to ask me. Next up we get a really cool bit of information and scene of two Triceratopses bumping into each other, trying to, let's say, battle for dominance and stuff like that. Kind of just kicks him up the arse, being, look, I'm the one that's in charge here, not you, blah blah blah. And then we also get the footage of the Coelophysis species field guide as well, just to show that dinosaurs are going to interact with its own species a lot better than previously in Evolution 1. And this bit of information and footage right now is really awesome to say the least. This is finally confirming pack hunting being in Jurassic World Evolution 2 and our first footage of it. In Evolution 1 we did in fact actually have some, let's say, in-game footage of 3 velociraptors chasing down a Triceratops, and sadly that never came to surface in Evolution 1, but it seems like with the confirmation of pack hunting in Evolution 2, this footage of the 3 velociraptors chasing down a Stegosaurus does go to show that they are going to hunt in packs, at least 3 of them. And obviously, what's a game without a goat being killed by a velociraptor? Here we see a velociraptor jumping on the goat, very similar to what happened in Evolution 1, and we're treated to even more velociraptor showcases. The next bit of information does go very in depth. This is the brand new scientists. As you guys might be aware, having the science division, entertainment and security division in Evolution 1 was kind of a pain in the ass to say the least. However, we grew with it and we got a better understanding of how to use it, but it was just kind of there unnecessarily sometimes. It seems like that system is now being replaced with this brand new Jurassic World Scientist system, where you're able to hire some scientists to do certain amounts of research. Instead of changing your research center for faster research, more incubation research, or cheaper research, it seems like we're actually going to have some scientists that are going to be able to do that. These scientists will get stressed out if they are worked continuously, so you will have to swap between them. And each scientist does actually have their best traits shown for them. So as you can see here, we have Rustin, who is motivated, which increases stress limit by 4. So it means that most of the scientists won't get stressed, and there's an extra 4 levels before they actually reach the stressed mark. We have faster research, cheaper research, altruistic salary, and faster incubation, I believe. All of these scientists come equipped with skills, traits, and their own little biography, as well as how much they will cost to recruit them. Seems like cheaper incubation is actually one as well. But this seems like it's going to be brand new and in-depth for Evolution, and it seems like it's going to add a new way to play the game, which I'm very excited for. We have loads of scientists to pick from, and hopefully they do alternate between each biome and island that we go to. Talking more about the scientists, we actually have to apply these scientists to certain buildings to do certain things, and we actually get a really good look at the Ranger team and ACU unit. It seems like they're actually one building now instead of just being 2. Previously we had a Ranger team station and we also had an ACU station. The ACU was mainly for helicopters and the Ranger team was mainly for ground vehicles. But it actually seems like both the helicopters and the vehicles are coming from the same building. Helicopter on the top and what seems to be 2 sections for the vehicles. You can increase the storm defense, add additional Ranger teams, schedule tasks, view the task efficiency, advanced scanners, which I assume is to find out the weather in the future, and advanced training, which I assume, you can build up the abilities of each Ranger team. And it seems like there's a point system that you do need, so applying scientists are actually going to apply these points before you actually have the requirements available to add certain things from the buildings. So scientists seems like they are going to be very, very important to say the least when it does come to certain buildings and aspects of the game. Next up, we get an even better look at the Coryphosaurus. As you guys can see right here, it's got a yellowish green kind of pattern to it. It seems very similar to Evolution 1's pattern if you look at the leg a little bit more, but it is nice to see a really good shot of the Coryphosaurus in Evolution 2. So editing swerve here, seems like I forgot to talk about the Sabotage section. So basically Sabotages are returning, and as you guys can see it says guests protest. So it seems like the guests are starting to protest in this game. But most importantly, we get our first look at the Marine Center. We have not seen this yet and I can't believe I missed it, but if we look over onto the left hand side, we can see a body of water which seems to have a fence completely around the whole body of water, which to me, I guess this is some way of putting down a marine reptile. Something small, nothing too large like a Mosasaurus, so maybe like a Plesiosaurus or an Elasmosaurus, or maybe a Tylosaurus or an Ichthyosaurus. Ichthyosaurus, yes, Ichthyosaurus, that's the one. But yes, marine centers, marine reptiles, our first look at it. It seems like we can actually build them ourselves. So not the big body of water that everybody thought was going to be used in the background, but it seems like we can in fact create our own body of water to put down our new marine reptiles, which is really, really cool. Next up, we get information and footage about territorial fights, and what we get to see is actually a herbivore fight, to say the least, a Triceratops versus a Stegosaurus. These 2 dinosaurs, once their territories do overlap, which I believe is acquainted by a white circle around them, they will actually go towards each other and fight for dominance of that territory. Once one of them loses, they will run away and find another territory to deal with. But this is really cool to finally see some herbivores fighting each other, not just the same species. Next up, we get another confirmed dinosaur, another ceratopsian, called the Torosaurus. It seems like Torosaurus is in fact returning for Evolution 2, and as you can see, it's in the desert biome. By the backgrounds, you can see there's a huge mountain of the desert biome, and I believe that means we are going to be map restricted, because I don't think we're going to be able to build all the way up there. But it seems like there are going to be boundaries again when it does come to certain areas of the map. We actually get a better look on the side, and one of the things we didn't really know was above the demolition button, but it seems like this is going to be a dinosaur transport button, something of those sorts. And of course fountains, I'm excited to see a fountain. But this footage actually does showcase the new paleobotany system. This new paleobotany system won't be through ground feeders anymore, and won't be reliant on ranger teams trying to fill it up all the time. You actually have nature brushes. So you'll find out what dinosaur wants what type of nature, you'll build the enclosure, put the dinosaurs in, and then put down certain types of paleo plants, shall we say, for these dinosaurs to eat. They don't eat from herbivore feeders anymore, they eat from the ground. They do in fact graze. And as you can see, the radius does change. We don't have 3 radiuses anymore, we have 6. Thank you, it's been doubled. In the next scene, we get another look at how the paleo system will work when you do put down certain brush tools, but we also get the confirmation of the Chasmosaurus. We can see one in the water, 2 grouped together, and another one off to the side. Chasmosaurus has confirmed to be returning in Evolution 2. We also get a nice look at the Ranger Post as well. Next up, we have the new systems and how certain people are going to be enjoying the park. You have the General, Adventure, Nature, and Luxury. As you guys can see, we have 156 guests in General, 131 in Adventure, 219 in Nature, and 131 in Luxury. We can see how much these people actually bring into the park as well, and can see their certain desires of to what dinosaurs they want to see. I believe it's going to be similar to the JPOG system, where certain guests will feel certain ways and they'll go to certain areas of the map where you have built stuff for like Adventure, Nature, and Luxury. So instead of just building a map where half of it's herbivores, half of it's carnivores, you can have different sections for General, different sections for Adventure, different sections for Nature, and different sections for Luxury. As you guys can also see here, we have the return of the Nigersaurus and Albertosaurus. However, the Camarasaurus image is kind of throwing me off because it actually does seem like these images are reused from Evolution 1. So at this point in time, these are just temporarily placed there so we can get a better understanding of what it's going to look like, and it's not confirming any of these dinosaurs. However, I do believe that if they want to show off these dinosaurs in an Evolution 2 feature focus kind of thing, it's safe to say they at least intend or plan to have these dinosaurs in the game. So Albertosaurus and Nigersaurus we can confirm in the maybe section of returning dinosaurs to Evolution 2. And now my favourite scene out of the whole video. This is the Tyrannosaurus Rex in all of its glory, giving off a beautiful roar, and the skin, may I just say, is phenomenal. Credit to whoever created that skin. Now here is where something else is really cool. Modular systems and changing of buildings. As you can see, the building does change, and it's the same building I believe, and you can change it ever so slightly. You can change different pieces about it, and as we know previously, you have a colour palette for it. Not only that, but if you look off to the side a little bit, we have the Spinosaurus skeleton by the toilets, and we have 2 tables with chairs and umbrellas surrounding it, intending that guests might be able to go there and sit down. We also can see the Jurassic World flags are also there, and it seems like they are manually placed, so we aren't just going to have them on the paths. Seems like a lot of things can be manually placed now, and I'm very excited. Hopefully the guests interact with them. Again, on the other side, we can actually see the gyrosphere return, and as you guys can see, we have 3 sets of lights on the other side of the path as well. We have the return of the Pachycephalosaurus, as we can see, in a desert, let's say, skin pattern for the desert biome, and we also have a footage of the rock placement. It seems like we'll have 20 to 25 rocks to be able to use and place down. I justify this by checking out the top section of the rocks. There's 5 of them. We know there's 3 right there, so that's 15. And we also have a drag down menu as well. So it could at least go up to 20 and maybe even 25 rocks, depending on how much is left. But that is a vast amount of rocks being able to be used. We also have the ability to actually change how they look as well, so 25, we could even have 90 for all we know. Another Pachycephalosaurid is the Dracorex. The Dracorex has been shown off again, as you guys can see, in what seems to be only 6 available painting brushes for what seems to be the desert biome. I'm a little bit concerned about that, but hopefully it will get increased later down the line. But yes, Dracorex is confirmed for Evolution 2. Next up, we can see the different skin tones of the Velociraptor. I believe we can actually see 3 skin tones. So far, I believe we have 5 or 4, maybe even 3 actually, confirmed skin colours for the Velociraptor. And to finalise things off, as you guys can see, it's a beautiful look at what seems to be the nighttime look of the Alpine biome for Jurassic World Evolution 2. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. A big source of information right here from the dev diary, and hopefully they are going to be weekly. However, I don't think they are going to be, and might actually be monthly. Now, I believe there are actually 11 somewhat confirmed new species for Evolution 2, and I'll run by them really quickly. The Dreadnoughtus, maybe if that was a Dreadnoughtus in the first scene. The Edmontosaurus, the Coryphosaurus, the Parasaurolophus, maybe if that was a Parasaurolophus in that scene. The Plodocus, Torosaurus, Chasmosaurus, maybe Nigersaurus and Albertosaurus, depending if they intend to actually put those dinosaurs in the game, Pachycephalosaurus and Dracorex. And not only that, but we have the scientist mechanic that is now new to Evolution, and hopefully will be very good in creating new gameplays. We'll probably go in depth about that in the next video, but in the meantime, thank you so much for watching today's video. Do consider subscribing if you are new, like the video enjoyed, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. But anyways, stay safe out there, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye bye. Hello, hi, you. Did you enjoy the video? Just a little reminder to press that like button and also subscribe. I just want to thank my Patreons for this month on screen right here, as giving me that little extra support really does go a long way. But anyways, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day.